I feel like with a creature that has the name Train Eater, it should be kinda obvious what it does. It obviously eats train or something like that, but maybe it will surprise me. Welcome everyone to a brand new video. It's me, your host Dark, and we're reacting to another Clark Titter video literally titled Who is Train Eater? Now, if you guys don't know yet, Train Eater is a creation by Leo Vincible, who I haven't heard of before, but if he has any other creatures, might be interesting to check it out. So this right here is the Train Eater. He looks pretty how can I say this? He looks pretty terrifying. If you saw this on a train track while you were waiting for your train to arrive, I'm pretty sure most of you would at least be a little scared. Anyways, guys, before we start reacting, make sure you leave a like on this video right now. Let's try to hit 5,000 likes. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Super important. If you don't subscribe and turn on post notifications within 5 seconds, then the train eater will eat your train and you will never arrive at school.
Train eater. In nature, especially with insects, they have a physiology that allows them to blend in with their environments.
Hold on, you ain't gonna tell me the train eater is supposed to be an insect, right? Because he's too big to be an insect. Insect isn't allowed to be bigger than, I don't know, this. Actually, what is the biggest insect ever seen in the world? Do you guys know? If you do, let me know down below.
This lets them sneak up on prey without making them aware of their presence
I hate
until it's
insects.
too late and the predator has a fulfilling meal.
No, that's not an insect. That's an alien. Big difference, Clark. Show me insect pictures. Don't show me scary alien pictures when you're talking about insects, okay?
Stick bugs and leaf insects are prominent examples of this method of environmental camouflage.
Camouflage, I know about that.
Train eater is another such creature.
Alright, I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, this train eater, if he's supposed to be camouflaged right now, he is not really doing a very good job, because I can kind of see him, like he's right there. Kind of hard to miss, if you ask me.
Only it isn't the size of an insect, and its primary
Obviously.
food source is humans. Train eater can shift its biology around, and when it's in full camouflage, it actually resembles a subway train.
Wait a second, so that's the way he camouflages himself? He can look like an actual subway train? Wait, so you're telling me if I ever take the subway, I could be entering the train eater's stomach? What? Okay, kind of interesting and scary.
Waiting for unfortunate people to walk into its mouth unawares.
Ugh.
It's able to mimic complex mechanisms such as doors and windows.
Wait a second, but if you enter the subway from the side, does that mean his mouth is on the side of his body? Because nobody ever enters a train from the front, because that's kind of dangerous. Don't do that.
It can also harden and color every part of its body. Seat benches, wall posters.
What?
It can even transform its many eyes to look like tinted windows and mirrors.
How does that work?
When in its natural form, it looks like a mass of flesh with rows of eyes running up and down its sides.
Wait a second though, so is this right here, is that supposed to be the thing controlling Train Eater? Or is that like his tongue? He also has teeth. Are these supposed to be eyes? But he also has eyes. Are these two separate creatures? Or are these just the same creature? I don't know. This looks like a train conductor. Or maybe that's his brain. Huh.
Its legs, similar to a millipede, unlatch from the tracks.
What, he has
and are able
legs?
to climb up walls or snake off road. It can also open its primary mouth in front to reveal a uvula that, on cursory inspection, resembles the upper torso of a human.
This dude, Clark, just said he can open his primary mouth. Now, if you're telling me he has a primary mouth, that also means he has a secondary mouth. How many mouths does this train eater have? And more importantly, I only saw one of them, so where is his other mouth? Ugh, I don't even want to think about it.
Even if its skin looks pink and fleshy, it's harder than most materials, and the train eater can selectively harden or soften portions of its body at will. This makes it easier to form cushions and handholds as needed. The train eater is also a patient hunter. It doesn't fully shift back into its monstrous form until it's full of food.
But wait, don't people notice like whole subway trains going missing? I feel like it would be obvious that there's something wrong with the subway trains. There's cameras. How is the train eater getting away with this? How?
So a person may have wandered into one's mouth without realizing they'd walked straight down a monster's gullet.
Obviously.
And they may walk off again without ever knowing how close they were to being eaten.
Oh, so he doesn't always eat the people that enter him. So he's a very patient predator.
No, it likes to wait until its stomach is full, and so will operate like a regular train would.
How does he know the schedule?
Ferrying people from station to station, waiting until rush hour, when it can get a full load. When that does happen and it finally has a full gullet of human victims, it will first adjust the tint on its eyes so it's darker on the outside.
No.
This prevents people outside from seeing in. Then it'll speed up, accelerating until it reaches velocities similar to that of a bullet train. At that point, the passengers will realize that something is wrong, that they may be in trouble. But the train eater has already closed and sealed all of its mouths.
So how does he get away?
Same mouths that passengers mistook for doors and used to willingly enter its body. As it does so, it'll divert off the main transit lines, either taking abandoned rails or shifting to roads, transforming its outer appearance to resemble a bus or a more traditional train,
So
depending on its surroundings.
how he gets away.
At this point, escape is more or less impossible. Maybe breaking one of its glass-like eyes will do the job, but all those fancy emergency brakes are just for show.
Yup.
Those are just fleshy knobs disguised as the real thing.
Ew, fleshy knobs? How does that even feel? Ugh, that's a very disgusting description, Mr. Clark Titter. And hey guys, before I forget, if you don't leave a like right now, then the next train you enter will be the train eater. So go leave a like right now. You get 10 seconds. And you also have to subscribe and turn on post notification, or else the train eater will get your mom. Or something like that.
Finally, when the train eater starts to eat, it'll release digestive acids in a sudden
Ew.
gush, filling its stomach. That is to say, the passenger cabin. Inorganic material breaks down just as rapidly as the flesh and bones of its food.
Oh, that's so
Backpacks,
disgusting.
briefcases, shoes, clothes, it all liquefies into the nutrient-rich slurry that was once a packed crowd of rush hour commuters.
That's gross.
It's not an easy death, nor is it a fast one. The passengers will endure terror and agony as they're digested. When you really get down to it, the cause of death would most likely be drowning in their own juices. When the passengers have all passed and the resulting nutrient slurry has been absorbed into the creature, the train eater shifts its appearance back to that of a train. It'll return to the main transit lines and continues as though nothing ever happened.
But wait, does the train company or the subway company not notice that there's an extra train on the tracks? Isn't that gonna cause collisions and stuff? Shouldn't they have like a list of all the trains driving around? How does the train eater know the schedule of all the other subways? He's smarter than you might think. Actually, he's pretty intelligent. Y'all saw how he gets his praise. Y'all saw how he gets his dinner. He ain't stupid. Train eater is smart.
Soon it'll arrive at the next station, ready for another batch of food. The train eater gets its name for two reasons.
He eats
First,
trains.
and most obvious, for eating people while disguised as a train.
Obviously,
Secondly, for its method of gaining that disguise in the first place. The only way for the creature to learn the train shape inside and out is to actually consume a train. Otherwise, it'll be stuck as a fleshy monster and eventually starve to death from the inability to capture food.
Wait, if he's able to turn into a train by consuming a train, where's the limit? Can he transform into a human since he's consumed a lot of humans in his life? Huh, what do you think? Leave your theories down below in the comments section.
For while the creature can move with great speed, its caloric requirements are immense.
Obviously.
The only way to get enough food is to hunt by stealth. Similar to a snake, it can consume things much larger and wider than itself. It will seek out a train that's not in service and completely devour it. As the train is digested, the creature somehow learns to mimic it. What's more dangerous about the train eater is that they can hunt in groups. Linking up like real train cars not only increases their body count, but makes it harder to figure out what's a machine and what's a creature.
Wait, so there's more than one train eater? Hold on, I thought it was just only one of these things. You're telling me there's a whole group of them and they can work together? Okay, they're kind of dangerous. I ain't even gonna lie. And like I just said, they're literally like Transformers. Transformers turn into jet planes and monster trucks and stuff. Train eater, he turns into a train, and instead of saving the world, he just eats people. So that's kind of a difference between him and a Transformer. But other than that, they're pretty similar in my opinion.
When the group are together, the train eaters will follow the lead of the one at the head of the line. It is usually the strongest and fastest of them all. The creature at their tail end is usually the weakest and slowest.
Poor guy.
Train eaters can communicate using whistles and sounds that actually sound like train horns.
What?
This lets the leader signal the rest when it's time to actually eat the passengers, or when to let them go.
I will never look at trains the way I used to, especially when I hear a train whistle or horn. I will be thinking about train eater. Shoot, guys, I've never been scared of trains, but I think my phobia for trains is about to begin.
However, if the lead train gets too injured or too weak, then
How?
the car behind it will eventually rebel and consume it.
But wait, how would the train eater get hurt? What would happen? People don't usually attack trains.
This puts the aggressor into the position of leader and grants it all the train forms that the former leader had eaten over the course of its life, making the group potentially even stronger hunters than before.
Wow.
It makes it a balancing game. Similarly, if the end car gets too slow and drags down the rest of the train eaters, the leader will give the signal to detach it.
Wow, that's
That
me.
usually means that if the last train eater doesn't find another group, it will be caught by the agency, eaten by another hungry train eater, or starved to death. When full and not hunting for food, the
What do
train
they do?
eater can go into hibernation and functions as a regular train as well. It's why there's a large team of agency operatives dedicated to constantly checking train cars around the world.
But how do they know a train card is train eater and not a regular train card? How? They can mimic a train card the exact way it's supposed to be. How can you tell if it's a train eater? Unless it's too late and you're already gonna be eaten.
Making sure that any of the machines in use aren't actually alive. If a train eater is found in hibernation, it needs to be eliminated
How?
promptly. This is usually done by spraying the insides with a fast-acting poison. The train eater can't react in time to expel the poison, and the creature swiftly expires. Following that, several parts are added to the deceased monster, including emergency brakes and a control panel to allow a human conductor to control it.
Wait, so you're telling me whenever they find a train eater and defeat it, they keep it and use it as an actual train car? That's kinda morbid.
The legs are also removed, and regular train wheels are added. It takes surprisingly little effort to convert a dead train eater into a functioning train. Under a government order
What?
that we pushed in all of the countries we have influence in, all trains are sprayed with a new antibacterial treatment
Oh
in
my
a Keep
God.
Trains Clean initiative. This makes it quite easy to wipe out any lingering train eaters, instead of behaving reactively when we happen to locate one. The next step is to figure out where they're actually coming from, because every year we find enough new train eaters to know they're not breeding in the train yards.
Wait, yeah, that's a good question. Where are the train eaters coming from? That was interesting. Another interesting creature. Really hope you guys enjoyed this super interesting reaction video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and let me know in the comment section what you thought of train eater and where do you think they come from? Outer space, like the Transformers? I don't know. Just leave your theories down below. Hopefully I'll see all of you next time. In the meantime, check out my other vids by clicking here or here. Dark, signing out.